So about Smoker and Tashigi, we haven't seen either of the two in a very long time. I think there was one cover story about Tashigi, some sort of related one, since that's her character gag and all. Smoker might have been there too, since they are usually in the same place, but I don't really remember. But it wasn't one of those timeline cover stories where it goes over other stuff characters are doing in the world. It was just a random visual cover story. There's probably other cover stories about them, but I'm pretty sure they are the same as the Tashigi one. So we actually do not know where they are or what they are doing. The last time we seen them in the actual story was in Punk Hazard, so pretty much a decade since they were confirmed to be making any movement in the story. A really long time considering their role in the story, since Smoker is supposed to be Luffy's marine chaser. I don't actually know what you call it exactly, but like how Roger had Garp, or how Ace had Isuka in his light novel. He's supposed to be the one to chase him down and try to arrest him throughout the story. And he's not really a match for Luffy anymore. Ever since the start of the time skip, I don't think Smoker had any chance of capturing Luffy again, but they still have that type of relationship with each other, like how Garp and Roger at some point became friends with each other, or at least understood each other. So today I wanted to discuss about Smoker and Tashigi, to keep the series I made with One Piece character statuses going, and talk about what they might be currently doing and where they are headed for the future. Before that though, like and subscribe for future content. Last time we saw Smoker and Tashigi was over a decade ago. Well, a decade in our world. In their world it's about maybe a year or a little less, because that was at the start of the new world, and at some point in Wano it was confirmed that Luffy turned 20, so about a year or so. That's one thing I wish Oda would do sometimes. He wouldn't have to update every single chapter of the story, but in like a title card, he could mention how much time has passed since the start of the arc, so we can keep track of how long the Straw Hats have been traveling for, because you can only really gauge the time based on indirect things the characters say. Wano, for example, has been going on for around 3 months now. I only know that because of how they had to lay low for a few months for the Fire Festival. Wano is the longest arc in the story now that I think about it. Well, the longest in how many chapters, but also in how much time they actually spent on the island. The second longest arc had probably only lasted like a week or a little more, so it's substantially longer. But yeah, they are probably doing a bunch of other stuff we don't know about with how much time has passed. Where we last left off in Punk Hazard, they were going to Vegapunk. I forgot for what, but they were either going to go ask him something or they got requested to go there, but whatever it was has already long passed. We won't know the specifics of how that went unless they decide to give us a flashback about it. It might be partially about the robot Vegapunk made, since it was in that time frame, but that's pretty much all we know for their current status. We didn't get many updates on Smoker or Tashigi since they left to go see Vegapunk, but I think there's a pretty good chance that they got involved in some recent events, specifically with the warlords, since the Marines dispatched a bunch of ships to each of the warlords' locations. We were only confirmed that Kobe was on one of these ships. He was heading to Boa Hancock's island to try and take her in, but there's a good chance that Smoker was sent out to one of the warlords too. Actually, that's kinda misleading now that I think about it. If Smoker was really going there, I feel like they will mention him, since he is a pretty important character that's part of the Marines. If Oda made sure to mention Kobe was going, I feel like he'll mention Smoker too. I just had another idea pop up. In the Stampede movie, Smoker and Tashigi were being more low-key. It was because they were in a pirate gathering spot, but it gave me vibes that they were doing some underground work. So what if Smoker and Tashigi are doing some underground stuff? Since Smoker's ideals are a lot different after meeting up with Luffy, he might be doing his own personal work with Tashigi outside of the Marines. I don't want to say he's part of SWORD or anything. I think it's possible. I can imagine Smoker being part of an organization like that, but Smoker has no affiliation with any of the members that we know. Smoker and Kobe have never talked as far as I know, and Smoker probably doesn't even know about the whole Drake thing. If Garp or Sengoku are part of SWORD like people think they are, he has no connection to them either, I'm pretty sure. It is probably just Smoker and Tashigi working on their own thing. They might join up with them later on, but I don't think they are at the moment. They are probably working with Vegapunk if anyone. We don't really know Vegapunk's character yet, but I don't imagine him being that loyal to the Marines. In the first place, I'm pretty sure he was forced into the spot he is in now, since before he used to work with Queen and Judge, but they all ended up splitting up for whatever reason, so they might just be helping Vegapunk do whatever he might be trying to do, which is more than likely against the world government in some way. But yeah, that is pretty much all I had to say. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe for future content. Peace.